had myself muted. Uh, what's up? I'm so excited to be back in the seat doing a little live streaming. Just got back from a little trip to San Diego with the family. Been just like hammering on Prism, so we'll keep working on that. Do some. I don't know what we're gonna get into. I think we could go a few different ways with this. I need to work on streaming. We can do a little bit of open source maintenance. Yo, what's up, Peak and Flow? Just do like a little open source maintenance, and then maybe we'll dive into stream stuff a little bit, like working on streaming output. But yeah, we can just like hop to it. Let me fix this. Let me see. I messed this up somehow. You know what? Let me fix this. I broke things. I tried changing the resolution last minute, and I think I broke it all. Ah. Here, we'll do this. There it is. Ah, there we go. Alright, nothing like changing things last minute. Get a browser going. Holler at me if the music's too loud. Or too quiet, I guess. Let's see what we got going on here. You can hardly hear it. All right. Maybe that's a little better. I don't know. I don't want it to be like too obnoxious, but at the same time, I'm playing music for a reason. All right. So something I'm torn on. I closed out a ton of issues earlier today that were like I'll show up later. I closed out a bunch of like feature issues, so they weren't like really issues per se. They were more just like tasks, and then I could tag them as like help wanted, planned, if it's a good first issue or not. But I decided to just close all those out so that there's just like actually like issues and stuff in here, because it felt weird landing here and seeing like double the amount of issues, but they're really more just tasks. So I don't know how I feel about that. We'll see. I might bring this back. I got too many open PRs, but let's see how many of these are related to streaming. Chris flows to stream handlers. Yeah, so yeah. Got both issues going on. All right. Maybe this should be better now. I think this might be a little better. I had my input volume turned all the way down. Yeah, that's good. Bet. Thank you. Thank you for helping me dial that in. Let's see. Actually, if we look over here, we can probably close this out. All right. Any of these that I want to work on right now? All right. Those I still want help for. This I do want to tackle, but not tonight. So I guess I could work on two things. Like, I got to work on an 11 Labs provider. I got to work on streaming. I guess I can show off like kind of like what I'm working on streaming wise. That was weird. All right, let's do this. I like just set this lap. Yes, the goal for 11 Labs Peak and Flow will be to do both text to speech and speech to text. So cover the whole thing, whole spectrum. All right, so let's see what we got here. Oh my gosh, I can't type. So this is what I've been building to help me, like, so streaming output is not in the place where I want it to be, and that's really what's holding back the 1.0 release. And so to help feel the pain a little bit better of like building chat outputs, I've been working on this little like chat app, and it works honestly really pretty well, but I gotta start figuring out like, so this should be hooked up to Nova. Kind of hoping to avoid a scroll bar here, but it's pretty cool when it's streaming. It actually like comes out here and like says that it's streaming. It's pretty cool that it's like connecting and streaming output, and so I'm digging how this looks, but I don't really want to spend like a whole much more time on it. One of the things that I know I need to add is I want to add like dedicated chunks for tools. So like if it there's no tools hooked up right now, but like if it invokes a tool, you'll get like a dedicated UI for like tool use and everything in here. So I really like how it's coming along, but like I gotta translate that to code. So if we look at I like just got this laptop the other day, so I'm still getting stuff installed. So like stepping through this controller. Yeah, it is Stunspot Nova. Yep. So like when you send the message, it comes through this stream method, which should just be like invocable. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, I'm like a huge fan of Nova. She's my homegirl. Let's see. So we get the conversation history from the conversation. So we like add the new incoming user message. We fetch this. We map to this. So this is definitely something like that's. So message persistence is definitely something primed for me to do some like extra work on, because like having to map to these message objects is like kind of annoying. It'd be nice to be able to serialize them, because where is it even persisting the agent message? Oh, here it is. Once we get the full response. So like this just like, I don't know, feels bad. I just feel like there's like such a way, there's got to be a better way to clean this up. But it's not so bad. Let's actually like bail on this, because I'm not, I just kind of want to like show it off. I'm not like really in a place, like I'm not in like a creative place to work on that. So let's work on this. All right, so we have, let's work on some 11 labs. Let's work on, yeah, me too. I do wish there was like an 11 labs model that was like an open source model or something that was close, even close to 11 labs, but like they blow everybody out of the water, to be honest. Let's send this one over here. All right, so we're gonna do, let's do speech to text. Oh, you know what? Let's, what are we doing? Why are we manually doing stuff? Yeah, I'm on the 5X plan right now. I use Cloud Code like a fair bit for, like, I almost exclusively pair program with Cloud Code. So the weekly limits kind of scare me a little bit. I feel like I may have to jump to the like 20X plan, but we'll kind of see how things go once I settle back in. It's been a wild couple weeks for me, so like I haven't even settled into like normal usage in a minute. Had Laracon, so I was gone for Laracon, came back, then went to San Diego, hung out in San Diego, and then like I leave again on the 19th for Laravel Live Denmark. So I've got just like a bunch of crazy weeks. Ah, no way, sick. Yeah, this was a good Laracon. This past Laracon was my, let me take a look at the wall. It's my 5th Laracon. I still gotta hang out my badge. I ran out of tape. I got like all my conference badges up there on the wall. Let's see. Come on, Claude. I know, like, Cloud Code, I think, really makes streams, gonna make my streams, like, super boring. Let's see what we got here. See what we got. Awesome. Yeah, I would not say that I'm like the most proficient user of it. I'm sure there's like lots of tips and tricks that I'm leaving on the floor, but the way I use it gets the job done for me. I really want to invest in like getting better at it, but I've just had so much to do that it's been hard. Date, validates response. Yes, yes, yes. Sick. I think I like this plan. Let's eat some tokens. Let's take a look at the docs. API key, audio or video file. Alright, bet. Ooh, they have a PHP library. Nice. Oops, model ID. Yeah, everything's in like Python and Node. They actually have like a ton of client libraries. I wonder if it's first party. Oh, it's not even. I thought it was going to be like a PHP SDK or something. It just shows you how to do the request with Guzzle, but that's fair. Yeah, right. I wish everyone would switch to Prism. I think it's gonna get there. Really, all 1.0 is waiting for is for me to like address streaming output, but I've got to like meditate on that because I really don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna try to like if I can, I'd love to try and figure that out on the plane to Denmark, but we'll have to see.
Sure, I left a good impression.
All right, let's just jam. Yeah, so I'm not like. So there's like a couple things with streaming output. Like, I want to figure out like message serialization and deserialization, like an abstraction layer there, but like. This doesn't feel all that bad for now. Like I'm okay shipping without that. Like this isn't too bad. So where this starts getting messy, do I have another implementation of it? So here's like another implementation. Let me clean this up. Oh, this is all a mess. So where it starts getting messy is like here, where we start getting into like different chunk types. So we have like chunk type for text, where it's just like the text out, like just the text, right? But then we have chunk types for tool calls and tool results. So like this starts getting messy, and I feel like there's maybe a cleaner way to output this. But this is also using event streams instead of just the stream. So I don't know. I feel like there's like a better abstraction somewhere. Let me see if I can clean this up while we wait. So like it's not too bad if you're like just doing streaming text, but if you want to build something a little bit more dynamic, it definitely starts getting a little messy. So I think that there's like a better abstraction, and there's been some feedback in the repo on it too. Let me fix this while we... Oh, gross. Wait a second. I don't like that. Okay, so this is a little cleaner. Yeah, so we have like these different chunk types. It just starts getting kind of gross where we're like, all right, so for each chunk, we get this like chain of if statements, or you could do a match statement, or you could do like switch statement, like something to like go between all of these, but something just like, I feel like there's something better I can do here. What I would love to do is like extend these stream events for event streaming and just be able to like yield the chunk out. But in order to do that, I would have to drop Laravel 11 support, and I am not in a place to do that right now. There's, I think, too many people who are like into that. Yeah, so like with the chunks, right? So like right now we do text, tool result, tool call, like usage information. So like that's the other thing too. Like what sucks is that like none of the providers do anything the same. So like Gemini, for example, will return usage information with each individual chunk. Other providers like Anthropic and OpenAI, like usage information is actually a separate chunk that comes through in the stream. So it's like trying to unify all that in a way that I can't actually unify it, because like there's just like the information's like all over the place for some providers. So I have to figure out how to like strike this balance of like a uniform abstraction but flexible enough for other providers that like aren't like, I like the way that Gemini does it, where there's usage with each chunk that comes through the stream, but I'm not going to sit there and like buffer all the chunks up so I can like get these dedicated chunk types, because sometimes usage information is like the last chunk that comes through. So trying to find that like, yeah, that unified abstraction, but for something I can't actually like create a unified abstraction for. I really like multilingual like hip hop. So I have no idea what they're saying, but like I'm totally into it. Yeah. That's like the really big challenge with Prism, is trying to like create this unified abstraction for all these different provider differences, but like so far I've been able to like manage it really pretty well, but streaming is just kind of nasty. It's a pain. All right, some tests are passing. Yeah. Yeah, there's like the French hip hop scene is pretty fire. Bill, how much do I have to pay to go live on X? I don't know. I have like the lowest tier subscription, so whatever that is. I don't actually know. I didn't know you had to. Did he even finish getting the test to pass?
Maybe we can get down and get dirty after 2 or 3 drinks. I might get a little flirty. Ooh. I don't mean to sound a little too thirsty, but I heard that you single from a itty bitty birdie. Hold up, wait, who that? I love the way you do that. Innocent face, but devilish how you move that. I tend to gravitate to natural, nothing fake. Man, a real booty shaking shit, you know I can't refuse that. Sex so good, run it back.
Yeah, Prism's open. Yeah, so some of it is so like testing non-deterministic stuff, I just kind of have to figure out like what my comfort levels are for determining if the test is testing what I think it is, to like make sure that the text property is not empty, you know, like make sure it's like actually returning text, or for certain things I do test to see if there's like, here's oh, this is so annoying. No way these tests pass. Really? We'll have to take a look at that. No, you're good. It was Claude's flow. So there's things like this, right? I'm like just testing to make sure it like contains like partial things, that like usage is greater than 0. And like just like this right here, just making sure that like it returns text and that it's a string. It's the best I can do because it's like non-deterministic, you know. There's other things like this that I'll do where I give it this like persona as a system prompt, and I ask who it is, and I'm just like making sure that that also like contains the name, because I'm sure it's going to. The other thing is I use this like response. I create response fixtures. So what this does is like intercepts the under the hood. We use Laravel's HTTP library. And so what this fixture response does is it intercepts those calls. It uses like, it'll fake it, and then it gets a little gnarly. I'm trying to so what it does is it like intercepts the call and then like saves it to a fixture as like a JSON file or an SSE file for like server side like streaming, for like server side event streaming. So it saves the fixture file like so it saves the responses as fixtures, and so I don't have to go out and make, like, when I run the test suite in CI or locally or whatever, it doesn't actually have to go out and make like requests every single time. So I could write very like strict tests to the fixtures. The problem with doing that though is when I go and update the fixtures, which I do whenever I like make heavy changes to a provider, I'll like delete all the fixtures and like rerun all the tests to like create new fixtures. If I test too close to the fixture, then the tests become really brittle and I have to like go rewrite all the tests to like match the new fixtures. So I just kind of like vague it in as much as I feel comfortable to. What did it do here?
If they had the way the operation, call it obese. I mix it like my homes, then I tell them go deep. The rag top drop, playing hide and go seek. The Bentley leather match the pipe, and that's the motif. Just to think I built a rap career off an OZ. I'm watching new niggas rap just to OD.
Did some weird stuff.
I wouldn't be me. I was the only one to walk away and really be free. As far as I'm concerned, I do really be he. I can open up my closet with the skeleton key. If I lied to myself, I could sell it to me. I done sung along with rappers I never believed. Came back for the money, that's the devil in me. Had to hide it from the church, that's the Jekyll in me. I never thought twice what the pressure would be, cause niggas change look just like oppression to me. POV kilos in my mind, back take Amtrak down south, then she flies back. My connect has ponytails tied back. I just hit 6 mil behind Tyvek. They content create, I despise that. I create content, then they tries that. Run these Jews, there's rules I don't buy back. I've topped all these lists, where's my prize at?
What is it doing? Oh my god. Claude did some crazy stuff. See if this works. Cool, use models that don't exist. Of course. This was a pretty failed. Failed Claude run. Oh. Looks like I need to sign up. Yeah, so minimum setting a really low temperature does help make it a little bit more deterministic, but not deterministic enough to write tests to like more rigid tests. So I feel like I've striked a fairly happy medium with most providers, but before 1.0, I'm going to wipe out and re-record all the fixtures for all providers just to make sure that like everything is actually working. And I'm going to have to go through a lot of the tests and like make them a little less rigid. Yeah, I got to sign up for 11 Labs real quick. I could have swore I had an account. I do. Just need my API key. Oh my goodness, I'm all over the place. Already in here? It is. Just out of order. Oops. What do we got? Invalid API key. I should use the real API key now. Hey. Hey. This worked. Okay, Claude, so we weren't at a total loss. I don't really like the code you wrote, but it works. Okay, so what I had to do here is I have a fixture of a segment of Chris Gamir and I host the Slightly Caffeinated podcast. And so I grabbed an episode like most recent or maybe one before that and have it as a fixture in the code base. So I grabbed that and I had it use speech to text and it worked. So we can do you want can't type. So this should take a long time to run. And then we should run it again. It should be super fast because it was fixtured now. I can live in lives. It's too much between each. Yeah, it does diarization. Sick. Yeah, I think. Is there a test in here for it? Yeah, so there is a speaker diarization in here. So let's see if that works. Yeah, let's see if this works. Diarization should work.
Babylon, you out of chances. I can't overextend the olive branch. Fuck the bargaining, we barging in. Let the car spin. Push a Porsche with a 911 like a Micah Parsons. When attacking a target, have a sack when they sent the blitz. It's a rapid departure, real rappers cease to exist. Like it's open season, soon as they seen him, it's oh shit. Bow, bow, A1 like Kobe in '06. Head bow, pray for him while you load this 45th. 23, he ain't started, but hit Jordan with the pip and assist. Another plot is just a twist in the script. If we beef, then let's get into some old biblical shit. Ain't no tweeting, see goodnight, and then proceed with a kiss. For the dead, watch for the threads, niggas can't bleed on my fit. Put the bed, now we even Steve and keep Stephen A. Smith and the West.
Oh, a bunch of...
Shit beat in your chest. Mama said mentality.
Alright, let's take a look what we got here. Okay, so we have the full transcription. Ha! Yeah, this all worked. So yeah, here's the diarization, right? So here's the transcript. Like the full transcript, and then like this additional content array, which is just kind of like a grab bag on the response object where I can just like toss stuff. It's like Claude tossed in all the diarization, broken into words. So like here's speaker 1, so there should be like a handful of words here for speaker 1 because it's probably like a whole sentence. I wonder why it's broken into words instead of like sentence, but yeah, this has got like everything in it. So yeah, diarization. So let's see. I don't actually know what their pricing model is. So you get started with 10 credits a month, 10,000 credits a month for free, which is like 10 minutes of high quality text to speech, or 20 minutes of speech to text. So there is kind of like this equation of like token, like credits to minutes somewhere in there. I hope this doesn't get too expensive to test. That's where it really helps to sponsor Prism development, because I have to pay for all of this stuff when I like am testing or building. It's not cheap. Ooh, I don't know, that might get weird. I think I'm just going to support single channel response for now. I can support multi-channel later. I'm so jet lagged. I'm sorry for yawning on stream. I went to Colorado for Laracon, got acclimated to Colorado time, and then came home back to Michigan, which is Eastern, and then I went all the way up to California and got adjusted to that time zone. So I'm all over the place. Yeah, I want to look at the response. All right. See what we got. Let's round out these tests. We'll get all the tests taken care of. Should fail. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, sick. I think this is going to work. So what we'll probably do is we'll work on these tests to round out text-to-speech, and then I'm probably going to call it a day on the stream. And then what I'll have to do is go back and clean up the code that Claude wrote. While seems fully functional so far based on these tests, I don't really like the code that it wrote, so we'll have to fix that. Alright, so that's going to be wrong. While this is running, we can nope. Laricorn, love that. Oh. What do we not like here? Oh. Who abbreviates English to ENG? That seems weird. Alright, let's see what else we got in here. Alright, so we're gonna make a brittle test. No, we're not. To be start with. Where's my autocomplete? Jeez. We're gonna write a brittle test. So that's definitely you know what we can do. What's up? You going to bed?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's 7:59.
Okay. Looking. I'll live in a bit. Huh?
See you tomorrow, man.
See you in the morning. I'll come check on you in a bit. Cool, it's a little less brittle. Alright, we have... This is not... I was gonna say that should be failing. wonder what this is gonna do. I wonder if it's gonna convert it to French. I don't know what language code does. Suppose we can look it up. So how many more tests do I have? 2, 3, 4. I got like 6 more tests to do. All right, I'm gonna call it. I'm fading, and I'm gonna start making mistakes. So I'm gonna actually pick this back up tomorrow, but fun stream. We got some stuff done. We've been going for a little over an hour. We've got functioning speech to text for 11 labs, which is pretty good. I don't like the code, but it's functional, so we can always go back and refactor. So where we left off on the tests is I've got like 6 more tests to like refactor to using the fixture responses and just do like manual verification. The reason why I'm not using Claude is like I want to make sure that these tests are asserting the correct things, that we are getting like the right responses back, and then I feel confident in the test moving forward, so we can go back and like make all the refactors. So maybe we'll stream tomorrow, maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna keep working on this because I've got some fun and exciting stuff to do with 11 labs and somebody else soon, so there'll be some streams around that, and then it'll be the push for 1.0 refactoring chunks. So yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight. We will do it again soon. Peace.
There are colors in night, the burning red of passion, the angry green of jealousy, and the ugly, terrifying black of fear.
Bitch, I'm dead fresh. I might pull up in a casket. You be looking sweet like a fucking fruit basket. Spit a couple raps, I get a check and Johnny Cash it. I smash it. I let your mama rob my sunglasses.
I don't think nobody gonna fuck with me like I do. Look at me killing the motherfuckers always talking, but damn it, I'm hot too. That means I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I wanna stunt. I make your salary thrice in a month. I pay your daddy to roll up my blunts and he blow your allowance to pay for my lunch. You ain't with the shits. You ain't with the shits. You ain't with the shits. You ain't with the shits.